Welcome to the channel, everyone. It's King Yankua. I had to take a few extra minutes to get everything set up. How you guys doing? How you guys feeling? You guys can see my regimen right there. I mean, that's why I'm so authentically real and feared upon, you know what I mean? So, this stream is mainly about JumpTask, Tron scan, and really Tron overall, but we're going to primarily be staking our Tron on Tron scan, which is the main area you should be staking your Tron. And we're going to go briefly about stake 2.0 and how we'll go about it. And I can make a separate video on that if you guys are interested. Just let me know in the live stream and in the comments as well. So let's get to this right now. It should be a 30-minute to an hour stream, and then the video itself, I'm gonna clip it up, and the video should be 15 minutes. So overall, let's go ahead. The first things you want to do in this whole entire stream is to claim your JumpTask, right? And I went over this in previous streams and previous videos. How to claim your JumpTask is basically where you should be on the JumpTask app, because now they improved and they got all this improvement going on in the app. So it's not booty butt cheeks anymore, and don't have to use the browser anymore. So go ahead and open up your JumpTask. And I hope everything's good. Everything looks decently all right on my OBS. So I got a good amount of JumpTask. JumpTask right now is sitting pretty. You know, I think they show you on here and how much it is. Let me go to my earnings. And we can do the math right here. Yes. Pretty much what was it, 97.97. I mean, jump token, my bad. So this is JumpTask is where you're able to do your rewards and all that, and where your wallet stands. Jump token is what you have inside of JumpTask. Go ahead and open up this. Yeah, so it's 99. It's 99 cents. 0.9949. That's the usual price around it. And we're going to claim this to add into our staking, right? And then staking is pretty much where you're able to commit to a validator, and validators are somewhat of the modern day node of a network. And you're committing to these nodes, these validators on this network, Tron, Ethereum, Arbitrum, and you're able to commit to them and receive awards. So, and there's different ways to receive awards, like I showed you in JumpTask here. So let's go ahead. Let's go to the payout. The payout is going to go through Binance, the smart chain of it. We get a little bit of a gas fee. We're going to pay with Jump token right here. You can go on CeeLo too. I never use CeeLo, so I'm not going to use that example. So I'm just going to use Binance Smart Chain. And this is probably going to go through my interface on Trust Wallets. The transfer is happening. No, I want nothing. Okay. All right. So then we just got that. I think usually it's supposed to pop up on my Jump. No, I mean my Trust Wallet, but let's go ahead. Let's see. All right. So that's one thing they might have changed, and probably just go straight through there. So that you guys can see, yeah. So on here is 0.99. You guys see that we have the Jump token right here. I'm gonna convert it to USDC, and then I'll take small pieces of whatever else I have in my portfolio, and then we're gonna add it to Tron. We're gonna go over the staking. I went over the basis of staking and why you want to stake, and we want to stake as much as we can to move around for bandwidth and energy, and I'll go over that in a little bit. You want a nice balance of that. So let's go ahead. Let's go to Jump token. You can go either or USDC or whatever. You just want to swap. I'll just swap everything, to be honest. And it's easier with your stable coins. So USDC, DAI, USDT is the old stable coins, right? Here, hold on. And then we're just going to swap right here. And here you see on the bottom, we're going to approve JMPT before you can swap it. Approvals don't usually cost anything. It costs like so minimal. It's just recognizing what you're about to do on the blockchain. Go ahead and approve that. Trust Wallet over time improved a lot. So they're using MEV protection. They're using different algorithms for Web3. So it's more of a trusty thing to use overall when you see improvement within the interface. Go ahead and swap. You get different timings, different quote timings. You can waste some time. You see what you want, what you like, and all that. To transfer over to Tron, you need at least 15, 16 USDC. From what I was saying, I use USDT, I use USDC. So we're going to gather a little bit more. This Tron right now is 33.24. And it looks like everything went through. I'm going to transfer more to my USDC. You want to just concentrate on one network, so then you're not maybe too confused if you're new or the fees are too high on one area. You just want to concentrate on one, maybe two, depending on how diversified you are. You know, I'm in multiple. So we got USDC. Let me take different pieces of what I have. I'm not taking much of Pepe. So this is now portfolio management. This is how we're going to just gather more of USDC to, I'm going to say ape, but to add into to Tron. I might just do all my USDC from Binance Smart Chain. So take a little bit of, let's do Bitcoin first, because that might be a little bit weird. The Bitcoin to my USDC on Binance. Let's see what happens. Here. Saying I have nothing because I'm broke. 111. All right, so now we're not gonna take that. We're gonna take a 0, an 8, 2, a 9. No, that's too much. So I want to keep as much Bitcoin as I want, and I want to diversify into an Ethereum layer 2. Tron's an Ethereum layer 2. Don't quote me on that, but just making sure I'm super on point. All right, we can do. We can kind of just play with their numbers a little bit. We could do 7. No, we could do 8. That's good. So now we can just swap Bitcoin for USDC on Binance Smart Chain. All right. Go through the interface. I done research before last night, and it's not good to go to third parties outside of Trust Wallet if you're primarily using Trust Wallet. But you know, I did other videos on different routers like Uniswap and SushiSwap and stuff like that. So if you're going through Trust Wallet, just stay with Trust Wallet. I know there's videos out there. I'll go to this one, use a third party through Trust Wallet, and just use the interface. They have these different functions, these different modules within the whole entire interface. Just use the interface. Bitcoin is on its own blockchain, so this might take a little bit longer. Wait, hold on. It's saying 49 minutes. We're not waiting that long. I ain't got that. I said 49 minutes somewhere. Fees 50 cents. And then, no, not this. You can view it on the Block Explorer to see the time. 49 minutes on top. equivalent of 10 minutes. Okay. One of the main reasons why I'm chopping this up in a separate video for the Tron, because that's the main show of this entire stream. So in the meantime, so when you're doing different transactions on different blockchains, they're not going to be congested. Even if you're doing the same transactions on the same blockchain, there's no congestion, right? These are distributed computers all across the world. So you can do multiple transactions at the same time. So we don't have to wait for each and every one. So we can just go ahead and go to another area and wait for that. So that's pending. It's good to write it down or just remember it or just keep that as a tab that I'm taking out $7.60, all that stuff. So take a little bit of USDC here. This is the main USDC I want to keep actually. I like base. So if you guys are liking this, like the video, like the stream. If you guys are actually liking this, we're going to take out 4 here. Prove that unlimited. Such a tiny amount that you need on a network to say, I approve of this type of transaction to go through. $5 minutes, so can't really see it, but it'll say like 5 minutes, 49 minutes. Looks like it's complete. What I was saying. All right, so we got that. Let's go ahead and go back. We'll take a good amount of Binance. Take a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit of everything except for my USDBC and my BREX. There's barely anything in there, and then the Pepe. A little bit of ETH, and then we're gonna take some BNB, and then we're gonna wait a little bit for BTC. Once I have everything, then I started getting into Tron, and then in that video, I'm gonna give you guys some more pointers and then a blog post, so you guys can read. Because I'm gonna go off that blog post if you want me to go into the staking 2.0, because it's really detailed and it goes over a good amount of information on there. So. But yeah. Buttercup. Doing a lot of things. So you guys will see me in the morning because I'm doing a lot of important things in the background. But it's one of the things I do in the background is diversify my bonds. And it's going to be the first time I'm going to Tron, fully committed to Tron. So I'm fully committed to Ethereum and Arbitrum and Optimism. So going to another network to be able to stake, because passive income, residual income is really needed, especially in this kind of world, this not this world, but the society and culture. A lot of this society and culture is booty butt cheeks, and everyone's confused and docile and lazy and confused and backwards, loop-de-loop, inside out, and they got too much lint in their pockets. So when they're going about and they see COVID-19, they say government shutdown. It doesn't really phase people like me. It don't phase creators and inventors. It don't phase us because we see it as a liquidity swap. We see it as liquidity traps. We see it as wealth transfer. When the world goes shit, when everything turns to dust, we see wealth transfer. So this is why I'm making this video around this time, because I see a wealth transfer happening as we wait for this BTC. And we got ETH and BNB to switch over. Doing some swaps. So swaps are not really, in the sense, if you are going to a stable coin, you are really just selling to that stable coin because it's mimicking the dollar, to say. There are stable coins that mimic and wrap around the euro. I haven't seen the peso. I've seen the euro and the dollar. And then you can classify it as selling, but the full actual sell is when you turn it into a fiat, because it's still a cryptocurrency at the end of the day. So that's really what it has become. It's still a crypto at the end of the day. All right. So I hope you all are doing good all across and doing well. As we go ahead and look at our ETH on base, go to a USDC. Okay. No, yeah. So yeah. We'll knock this down. Go 6.5. No. Go 7.5. That's my 9 so weak now. Okay. 7.7. It's in my veins, baby. I want to clear 7. When you're doing swaps on here, you're having different transactions. You're having asset differences and fees in between. So that's what's happening right now. No, I want a little less. Come on, game. Getting a new quote. Yeah, I just want to clear 7. All right. We didn't need to approve because that is the stable. I mean, not the stable. That is the network's token. So when it's not the network's token, you have to approve of it. I want a good amount of USDC. So I don't want to go back and forth like, I didn't have enough USDC. I want to show you guys majority of the examples, so all the examples when we're on Tron, using Tron scan.io is in the title, and how to stake on there, and then how to go about it. Once we clear this, okay, so we can go back to our old transaction. You go directly to the asset or wherever you had your transactions from before. But let's go directly to the assets. I'm not sure where that is. That's a little notification for you up there. It goes to the history. I'm still making this swap, and it's still pending. So as long as we get that through, we're able to continue on and transfer to Tron directly on the Trust wallets. I'm not heavily marketed by them. I just use them. My phone. You guys see me on my phone and all that. So yeah. So when there's blood in the streets, man, I'm feeling the time. When there's blood in the streets, see as a wealth transfer. Man, I was so, I don't want to say brainwashed, but I was so occupied with other things that just held me back. So many things held me back. People, attachments, no addictions. I can really proudly say I never had addiction a day in my life. But people, different things, it always turned into something I never fully controlled, you know, and I'm not reaching for full control, autonomous control. I want to keep this and that. Nah, it's just like when you put authority and power in something or someone's hands and it can affect you, it turns to fuckery at the end of the day. But for me, I just do my own thing. You know what I mean? So, man, if I had ETH during COVID-19, but what was ETH during COVID-19? How much? What was it, like $800, $700? Come on. You get that government check, you get that stimulus, you go ahead and get that ETH. Oh Lord. And it's like, dang, would have been up 2,000, 3,000, boy. But hey, man, it's all good. It's all good though. You got 2 more technically. You got 1 more to do. We're already in a transaction for BTC. It is a completely different blockchain going to another blockchain. So you have to really analyze and see that overall, like your longer type of transactions you should be doing first. So that should be the very first one you should have done. Then your quick ones, your L1s, L2s, just do those right after. But BTC, the ETH, Solana, and Solana and BTC is not crazy based on the last time I used it. I haven't done Solana to BTC in a while though. So anything quick and anything I need to move around, I keep on Ethereum, and that goes my L2s to Ethereum and stuff like that. So yeah, we got one more though. To do. Already done the other and all that. So hope y'all learning, man. Because y'all ain't learning, y'all taking notes on you. But yeah, did a previous series. I did a fasting series, a 31-day, 16-hour. I said 14, but you know I had to clean and prepare the food, so it took an extra 2 hours. So it was 31 days and 16 hours, and it was fabulous. When I was preparing for the food, I wasn't spoon licking. I wasn't cheating. I was not cheating. I wasn't spoon licking or anything. I wanted to lick the spoon. I was like, I can't lick the spoon. So I gotta prepare the food, put it on the plate, wait a little bit, you know. So, but ever since then, what? I at least gained a pound of muscle. I'm going heavy on the lifting. More of I'm doing a lot of burpees. I was telling you guys I was gonna do burpees. I was gonna do a whole bunch of stuff, and you know the fat's been staying off. Grew the muscle. I'm able to move around and stuff, breathing perfectly well. Everything's fine. Never got a blood test after. Just weighed myself, and from 156, 158, I feel good. You know, I'm trying to get to that 195 in muscle. I'm trying to look crazy, trying to look undefined. Listen, motherfuckers ain't respecting me because I'm God. Motherfuckers ain't coming to me because I'm God. They ain't comprehending and respecting the streams or anything else I'm doing for the people because they jealous. When they see blood in the streets, when they see COVID-19, you take your flu shot, your vaccine, you take your Ebola shot, you take a Y2K shot, you take a swine flu shot, you take all these dumbass shots, you believe everything in the government. Of course, you're not going to respect a motherfucker like me. It's impossible. As we got a motherfucker to go through now. I got eyes behind the back of my head. It'll be Abbott. To the update. But overall, y'all gotta make sense of things, man. Seem to have gone through. Yeah. Okay, went through. And then we got the B&B. So I'm trying to fill in the time. All right, let's go. B&B, we can do it. Shit. Like 25. Hold on now. Hold on, I gotta refresh this. We lost a little bit because the price is going down and then we're paying for fees and stuff. So overall, you have to witness that and calculate that when you move around stuff, depending on a certain amount that you have, you're going to pay your fees at the end of the day. I don't have the swapping. I don't know what's going on. Let me just go directly to here. Let me switch this. Go to BNB. Go to BNB. Oh, okay, because you're on base. Okay, so it's spazzing a little bit. Let's close this. So the UI gets a little weird. You know, I'm not the one that coded it, and not my fault. You gotta sometimes close it and open it back up. So sometimes you may not see your little HUDs. If you close and open it back up, you shall see them again. At most 25. I don't want to take out too much because it is an investment at the end of the day. Way too low. High. Okay, too. So then let me go to here. Around here. Around 7. Or like a 21. Yeah, or like a 21. So then if you guys have the patience, you guys can research more on the providers. I trust Wallet on who they pick for the best quote of the time of, so I just go with them. Redeem the double what we have, and I should be good. So there's never been a swapper fee. Account for that. This is a L2's main coin, so there's no improving. You just swap on there. Went through from what it looks like. It's complete from what you see in the top. You guys can see. Let me lower this. So I put this in the middle. I knew that was there. But y'all don't talk. I like window lickers, low key. But there's smart people in the channel. Y'all just come from time to time. All right, so we good. We can go ahead and go into Tron. So we went over JumpTask and how to go about it. That's in the full live stream. You guys can watch a full live stream. This is primarily about Tron, and what Tron is a layer 2, from saying it and going about it, right? It's a layer 2 of Ethereum. A lot of layer 2s, but it's one of the major layer 2s like Optimism, like Avalanche, and Arbitrum. It's one of the main layer 2s where you're able to not pay for transaction fees. I wanted to say all this now within this video. And you're able to not pay for transaction fees or anything really heavy, even if you may have to pay for transaction fees because they go by a different protocol. And that protocol is based on bandwidth and energy. Basically, when you have an active account on Tron, you're able to receive free bandwidth, and the bandwidth is used to move around TRX. So TRX is the platform's native token. That is the native coin we're going to transfer into. Majority of our USDC, or just all of our USDC, from Binance Smart Chain. And with that token being available, you're able to stake it and delegate it to other people or other accounts that want to use it for rent. So that's the bandwidth to then be able to stake it, and then you can also buy it yourself on the marketplace. The energy is to move around different tokens that are on the Tron network. So they go by TRC-20, like ERC-20 is TRC-20, and they go by the same protocol, so they're under the same network. So you're able to really pay for everything in energy towards move around the TRC-20, and then you can make games like GameFi. You can make different types of liquidity pools using energy and paying for those smart contracts as well, and going about it pretty cleanly when you have a lot of energy. If you're buying it on the marketplace as well, or staking you TRX for that energy. So you can't primarily do that on Trust Wallet directly, but I'm gonna show you a way how to do that by using your QR code. But first, let's get some TRX. So I'm gonna go to my USDC on Binance. I'm gonna swap, and I'm gonna go to the TRX community, the Tron community, and I'm gonna do, let's say, 51. All right, 51 USDC. We get around $50.13. We get around 160 Tron, right? And then there's a 35-cent swapper fee. Let's go ahead. Let's just clear. Let's clear past almost 51. Pretty much 51. Let's do 51.30. And let's go by that 60, right? So above 50. Awesome. Hit the desktop. My bad. I hit the desktop. So let's go ahead. Let's continue. Let's approve the USDC. But first, let's do a test transaction. You are going to another layer. So best practice is do a test transaction. And the lowest, and you're going to take more fees when you're doing this. The lowest I can go by is the 15 that you see right there. So let's do a 1550. Do a test transaction. And we'll just do the math on that, on like the rest I want to put over. Let's go by the suggested swap, the suggested router that Trust Wallet gives that I was going by on the stream, right? So I know other people want to use other routers and stuff like that. There's no point to mention the name. They're not sponsoring me, but just go by the suggested router on the interface. So let's go ahead. It's such a tiny network fee. Let's approve it. Let's do the minimum. And when the minimum is high to you or not, you have to be prepared to do the minimum to test out your transactions at the end of the day. And that's why I did so many swaps to be able to test this out. We get another quote. Go ahead and swap. Go through Trust Wallet. In progress, we have a 2-minute ETA. All right, so we're gonna wait around 2 minutes, 1 minute. It says that when it's a low amount of time to wait, it's usually done before it. But when it's like medium to moderate or even high, it's around that same time. Go ahead, let's go over here. We'll complete. Let's say we have our TRX in our Trust Wallet. Let's see. And then sometimes if you can't see it, you might have to search for it. You'll be able to see it here. Wait on. There we go. So we have TRX is now 31. I was saying 32 before in the stream, but it's 31. Oh, because the price is going down and stuff like that. And I was talking about how when the price is going down and a bunch of stuff going on in the news, there's blood in the streets. So you got to act upon accordingly when everyone's panicking. Because a lot of people aren't investors at the end of the day, and you don't know what to do when stuff like this goes about. So I don't want to quote some of the advanced strategies I use in the background, but if we get this to a lot of likes, a lot of likes, like 25 likes, 50 likes or more, I can definitely go by the strategic advanced ways that I use. So we went through and we have a Tron. We can stake on Trust, but I don't want to stake on the Trust wallet. It's going to be 2 websites I'm going to give you, the tronscan.io and then a blog post about staking on Tron. So let's do the rest. Let's do the rest. We approved of it already. What was that like? It was like the 15. Let's put over like 30, 40 more. Okay, so I'm going to put over 39 more. TRX. And we already are improved. And then it's protection from MEV, and they're using a few other algorithms around MEV. And then MEV means the maximal extraction value. And that is used for different blocks within a blockchain and how a lot of sandwich attacks happens, but you have protection of the MEV. Right, let's go ahead. Oh, another quote. Just got it. All right. Oh, it's lower. Damn. I'll wait for another quote. No, whatever. Let's go. Because the price is going down. Whatever. Price goes down, it's all good. So I swapped a lot for this based on my portfolio, so I'm really committed to Tron. Bye. So we have a nice ETA. So you could please go take a little bit because we are going to another layer 2. All right. So we'll say we're completely done. Wait a little bit, see what happens. All right. Should have around like 120, I think. That part. $170, my bad. All right, so now next we're going to use our QR reader and use tronscan.io. So here's the blog post. I'll give you that in the video. I'm going to tronscan.org. There's a .io. But then let me see. Let me go over here to the staking. All right. So tronscan.org. I think I was quoting myself wrong. Not .io. Let me go to .io. Let me see. So I think I have 2 domains. That's why. .io. Yeah. So yeah, that's for your wallet resources. It's a part of the same domain range. I mean, not domain range. Same domain name. So many computer science terms in my head. Okay. All right. So here, if you try to connect through your phone, you can't directly with your Trust wallet. You either have to have your C phrase on the same MAC address, in other words, the same device, so the same laptop, the same PC, or you can use your QR code with their fancy Connect wallet interface. And I love it. I love it. So if I say tronscan.io or tronscan.org, I'm meaning the same thing. So first, now you go ahead and do Connect wallet, and you guys see that I am here. Let me see if I can get both on here. All right, so you guys see that I'm going to press the top left, the QR code. I'm going to scan the wallet connect on this side. Well, right, we are uber positive. Checking a few things, but yeah. So I don't want to stall too much. I got all these things going on at the same time. No shoulder, okay. All right, so you have to actually continue and press connect on Wallet Connect, and then use your QR code right here. And once we're connected, I saw all the screens. It's not going to show your C phrase at all. So I saw all the screens. Never really, that's like blasphemy. I don't know why I would do that. So we are connected. We're connecting with our account. And then when I take this away, I put this in the middle, you guys see in the top right, I'm connected to my account on another MAC address. In other words, a PC. I'm on PC right now. You can do it to your laptop or whatever. But the point is to be connected to tronscan.org or .io. So once you have that ability, you avoid only staking for bandwidth, but you can stake with bandwidth and energy. So now we're going to go over here and go through the staking protocol. And it reads that I have my 600 free bandwidth already. So I can move around my TRX for free, 600 every single day that you get this. We're going to stake for bandwidth and energy because I want to be able to move that native token and also move any type of other token on the network. So let's do the bandwidth first. All right, and then it's reading that I have 170, so it's connecting properly. It wants to connect. So, and then you also gain Tron power, right? I'll go over Tron power in a little bit, but I do have to go over that blog post a little bit more. So I could stake, I'm staking majority, but then once you stake, you guys see on the bottom, you're staking for a 14-day period. So you have to allocate and really measure how much you want to stake. I want to stake around like 40, right? For now, because I could stake a little bit more, a little bit after. Or we could do a 50-50 split, but I'm just going to keep it at 40-40 or 40-30 and then see what else we can do, okay? And then for memory, I think it's using my free bandwidth, or I may have to use the Tron that I have, but let's go through this together. So you will get 64 bandwidth and a 40 Tron power. Let's go ahead and continue for bandwidth. And this is all through using your QR code. So we're doing bandwidth and we're going to do energy as well. We're pressing continue or continuing. Let's see what happens. Okay. And then now it's waiting for me to continue on my phone on the interface on where your address is. So now you go through, you read through, you read all the raw data. Now I'm playing. If you can read that, cool. There is no fee at all from what I'm seeing. It is 0.00 TRX, and the DApp is Tron Scan. Let's go ahead and sign. I'm using my fingerprints. Successful. You attain 64 bandwidth along with 40 Tron power. Awesome, cool. So boom, right there. So now we get into voting. You can vote and then have an APY of up to 3.41. And APY is going to go down mainly because the price is going down and all that. So it's better to wait for an average amount of time of APY than invest. So, but whichever way you're going to go about your passive income, residual income ways, right? So we can vote and delegate later. Let's just focus on staking for now. This is mainly about staking anyway. So do I have anything in? Did it just move to the middle? Let me see here. Yeah, so history. Okay. All right, cool. So we staked on there. Let's X this out. And yep, it's updating in real time. I'm staking and I have 64 in there. Okay. Then you get more bandwidth. Let's get more energy. So this is a part where you couldn't do on Trust Wallet. So let's do this. And let's do energy plus Tron power. Let's do a 40. That's fine. Let's do 40. Here you're getting 391 energy and a 40 Tron power. Let's go back. Let's go to our phone. Send us a notification about a transaction. No fee to. I closed it through the UI. We got to redo this. User disapproved, so you can close the swipe down, and you can do that by big hands, big fingers, and stuff like that. So I just want to show you on the screen. I know this is taking long. Hello. We do this live, baby. It's a live stream, but it's gonna be cut up to the video. As long as you can hear me. The face don't matter. Yeah, this is bumpkiss. I hate when this happens. It takes too long. Hold on. Unplug this. All right, so let's continue on. This is taking long enough. We did both staking. I'm trying to explain some stuff, but that just happened with the mouse. So now we have 391 with 391 energy, which is good. If I can't show myself, I can't show myself. It's all good. Now, from staking, now we can get into, let me show what I have here. Pressing is a little bad on my mouse. I have a well-aged computer at this point. Go ahead and swipe. Okay. So from what I'm seeing, I still have my TRX. It's just that there's TRX that's not available because it will now be staked out to the tronscan.org website, which is by them, which is by the Tron network. Okay. Yes. So remember that there is a 14-day lock period with your staking, and you also have to vote as well to now obtain different APR and APY percentages. So let's go into the voting, right? So now I'm staked on my energy and my bandwidth. I have 80 TRX staked, right? So good amount, even amount. You can do any type of amount, pi percentage that you want to do. So you guys can unstake at any time, but there's a 14-day period to unstake. So if I were to unstake, the TRX will be able to be withdrawn after 14-day unstaking period. So you can unstake, but then you still have to wait the 14 days. So there's no point to unstake, in other words. So there's no loophole with that. It's just reading comprehension. It just, you can unstake, you're not going to receive any more rewards, and you can withdraw within 14 days because staking is a commitment to a validator. And when you're committing to a validator, you are supporting that validator and receive rewards. And you can have different super representatives of these said validators. And that's where we're going to go and vote right now. So let's go ahead and go to these super representatives. You can become one. I'm going to go over that last. Let's go ahead and vote. What's the fastest way I can vote? Get power, right? Now voting APY, I can vote over here. And since I was doing these transactions, it only cost majority of my bandwidth, so that's why it was free and stuff like that. So now I can go ahead and vote, and it's based on your research and it's based on your know-how of these protocols and these super representatives slash validator participants. And it's up to you to vote for the right one that you may see fit. So you guys can see along here, the real-time ranking, the name, the real-time votes, the real-time vote share, and yada, yada, yada. And the APRs that you could get over time. So primarily, I know Poloniex and I know Binance staking. So I don't like their APR. I'm going to take you through how I will go about voting and receiving my rewards over time. All these other ones I'm not too sure about. We can do a quick analysis in this video. So let's say I like this one, right? I like the Tron Alliance. Okay, we can do a nice analysis on it. Their website is tronanalysis.org. What you primarily want to look for when you go into someone's website is it safe? It is not too safe based on this part right here, HTTP, right? So it's supposed to be HTTPS. So already that's disimproving me even going and doing my research. So for that, I'm just going to go back and go to the next one, Crypto Labs, and I kind of just go through the lines right there. They don't have a website that's very accessible. I just go through their portfolio, their net assets, and I look at their tokens. They have the Tron here, a good amount, and then they have a lot of other tokens in different areas, which is cool. Awesome. All right. Not too sizey, but they have a lot of attention, right? I mean, a lot of people, a lot of attention can create a lot of revenue and a lot of possibilities in the future. So that's a good sign. We can go to Poloniex real quick. So we know Poloniex is balling. What was the APR for Poloniex? Just to wrap this up, we can go to Poloniex. HTTPS, we can go to Poloniex.com. It's safe because with SSL and HTTP, just basis of websites, if you are improved for a secure website, you have been audited at a basic level to deem yourself as a safe website. So when you see a secure website, HTTPS, you can safely go about that website, but still have your ransomware, still have anything that can protect your computer on. So Poloniex, well known, I already know about it. It's a cryptocurrency exchange. You're able, and this is more of a DeFi type of exchange, yada, 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 all that stuff. Not going into the weeds of it already long enough for this video. I already know who they are. Do your research on who you want to invest into and who you want to vote for. And you can go through the website. You can look at their activity. So the block count, the cumulative block awards, the last block raking, and they're part of the number one. They're number one, and I like how their tokens are. I think this is for me. I'm not too sure what that is. The portfolio and approval. We're still live. We're still, everything's good. Okay. And everything's looking good on their side. So I'm going to vote my first time on Tron by Polonex. Okay. And this is for me because I would have had something there. And most recently, they had a 4-minute, 11-minute, 22-minute. People are trusting this. You can check out the people that are investing into them and seeing if they are a good candidate of voting in general. And 45,000 in their net assets, which is good. So you're trusting and giving thanks to a possible protocol that can support the Tron network as a validator, which is awesome. So yada yada yada. And that's like a quick analysis. The analysis should take really 5-10 minutes, but I took a little bit sooner just to wrap this up. And they have a lot of positive percentage votes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and vote for them to be a validator. I can do that, staking voters and stuff like that. So we're gonna see how to vote on here. So let's go back. I'm gonna vote, and I have 80 available votes. I have a 90 percentage, and I want to vote for Polonex right here. So now Polonex here on top, real time. It just organizes who you want. You can rank. You can organize by these HUDs right here. Okay, I'm just gonna vote 8 for now. Let's go for 12 because I know Polonex. Tron Power. Let's go ahead and vote with that. Just with that. It's APR. And then yes, my total votes. Confirm my votes. And let's go back to our wallet to confirm our votes. It's dark because I wasn't using my phone. Let's open up the phone and show you through Trust Wallet how to stake and how to vote and how to delegate if we get to that through Trust Wallet. And it's all about just expanding your reach and going towards where you can utilize different APIs, interfaces. So only going through one interface isn't, recommended all the time. And this is the time it's not recommended because you can use a QR code and go to tronscan.io, tronscan.org, and then be able to do your thing with that. So awesome. So now, yes, we voted, and it takes about 2 minutes to confirm, to update the data. Awesome. So now we voted. So we're going to vote 1. Let's see if we can delegate and see if we have enough significance to delegate. And that's about it. And I'll go a little bit into how Stake 2.0 is, right? Because this is basically how Stake 2.0 is. And I'll go over some of the differences and similarities of it, and then we'll end out. So let me go ahead. Let me go back. And this is just how you navigate. Let me just go back. I use some of my voting power. And then over time, I'm going to get these voting rewards. And that's how I'm able to get more TRX and compound back into my stakes. So that's how you compound interest back into your Tron. So I hope you guys are following along, because I'm saying lots by every single sentence I am saying. So let's go ahead and see if we can delegate maybe both energy and bandwidth. Let's see if that's even possible. So into the receiving. So although you can delegate, use the right of resources and others, the state to obtain. Okay, the stake TRX with which you obtain the resources is still in your account. Yes. So my receiving account right here. The energy I'm not going to use, so I can give 50. About 6 of your TRX stake will be withheld. Lock period, not sure about what the lock period is. Lots of resources. Let me go ahead and get my, if I'm doing this right, I'm kind of just figuring it out with y'all as well. Receiving account, this account. So, okay. All right. So I want to put my receiving account because the receiving account is the one receiving the delegation. So you have another account. That account can then use your energy in this case, or your bandwidth, to now do whatever they want. For energy, it is for a TRC-20. For bandwidth, it is a TRX. So you would need another account to then move that around. So this is good to offset different types of Tron accounts and then be able to move around without paying, because you already have another account staking somewhere. So you're not putting this in here. So yeah, that's kind of just like on the fly figuring out right there. And then the lock period is basically how long that energy or bandwidth is held. But we're going to go over stake 2.0 in detail, or in deep detail if you guys want that in another video. But that's basically it. So that's pretty much it. I can go ahead and rent different types of energy, different types of bandwidth, depending on how you want to go about it. And then Tron, scan.org.io, they are with JumpTask, so they must have a contract or whatever else they might be going about, but they trust them to now just give the link like this. So yada yada yada, all that stuff. But I didn't want to take too long of that. I just want to go over the staking, how to get your TRX, how to vote, and how to delegate. Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of stake 2.0. I shouldn't have to regurgitate really anything that I said through that. But overall, those are the main attributes and features of stake 2.0. The differences are, honestly, the staker can only assign resource recipients when staking, and undelegating needs unstaking in the meantime. And then the staker obtain resources staking first, and the resources can be delegated to the others then. And undelegating does not need unstaking anymore. That's for the operation of staking and resource management that we went over. The resource management is for the 1.0. Any unstaking will revoke all votes in the account, okay? And unstaking and undelegating cannot specify the amount of TRX, the native token. In 2.0 that we're in, the partial unstaking would not revoke all votes, and it only revokes a certain amount of votes as needed, which is better than 1.0 if the spare voting rights are insufficient for release, and unstaking and undelegating can specify the amount of TRX. And if you try to use 1.0, you're not really suggested to use 1.0. You can try to use it through a smart contract, but it's not suggested. So we're in 2.0 the entire time if you guys were having any type of awareness. But if you try to go to 1.0, they're like, nah, don't use it. Don't use it at all. We really suggest you guys to use 2.0 as that is a better user experience and investor experience overall. So that's basically what that is saying. And then that link just takes you to the blog post. That link. Oh, no. They have the link. Where's the link? But I'll give it to you guys in the video. They have it somewhere, but you guys can just find it on your own, because I'm just going to wrap it up because we took long enough. That's the resource management. In the unstaking lock period is unstaking can only be done 3 days later after staking for a time of resources, and the recipient a new staking transaction will make all TRX staked for such type of resource, and recipient locked again for 3 days. Unstaking can be done at any time that I showed from before, will not be affected by new staking transactions, only for a short period of time. Needs to be waited before withdrawing, which is at 14 days, they're saying. And then lastly, TVM, which is the Tron virtual machine, supporting stake and delegate instructions. Not supported at all, but TVM supports all stake 2.0 related instructions, right? So I'll go over this in detail. I'll go over more of this. I'll study it for myself, and then if you guys want a separate video, I can definitely do that for you all. But overall, I think that we went over this really well. Everything's looking really smooth, really fast, really efficient, and there's really not much else that I will go over for obtaining your TRX, which is just going through Trustwall right here. Back up. You guys can use the Trustwall interface, whatever provider slash router they suggest, and then move over any type of asset to TRX. Have TRX first. Don't get the TRC tokens because you'll be lost on paying for them because you eventually need the TRX. If you have TRX, you're just moving your bandwidth, right? So you're just using your bandwidth because that was the only thing that we used. I didn't even use any TRX to put down a stake of energy, a stake of bandwidth. It was all, a stake of energy, stake of bandwidth. It was all using the bandwidth that they gave for free. So that's really it. I'm going to end out with that and that brief differences and overall briefness of the Stake 2.0 is a lot more of it. So I suggest you guys to read the blog post and go over it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone coming through to the live stream, to this video. And if you guys have any questions, definitely don't hesitate to ask in the comments. Didn't have any questions in the live stream, is all good. Just ask later in the comments and in the Discord as well. Go ahead and join in Discord and make sure you guys are active in what you are doing. Plan everything out, write everything down, and be active. Don't be lazy and be consistent, because consistency will bring the results that you always wanted in your life, in your cryptocurrency, advanced investments right here. This is really advanced that I went over, and we can go deeper into detail on the Stake 2.0 for Tron. If you guys want that, just let me know in the comments and or the Discord. Thank you for watching. Take care and peace out. If I miss anything or misinterpret anything, speak up. Use your hands. Use your hands. Take care and peace out, and I'll see you all later in the next stream, in the next video, wherever that may come through CYBE Cyber